Hey guys, Biddy here, back with episode 4 of Feed the Beast Modded Monster. Last episode I had mentioned that, I was talking about the timing, 16 seconds versus 13. It's 16 seconds for metal and 13 seconds for glass. That's how I got things mixed up. Now, as far as glass is concerned, I much prefer putting the sand in here. One block of sand will give you one block of glass, because it gives you clear glass, and that's actually reusable. If you break the vanilla Minecraft glass, it just goes away. You lose it. But with this, if you break it, you actually get it back. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to be creating some glass here for the house that I've built. And you'll note that I'm only making 10 blocks there. Well, I'm going to be doing something that actually you can get a lot more use out of each block of glass. So I'll let this cook up, and I'll be back in a sec. And there we go. Okay, so now we have 10 blocks of clear glass. The cool thing about this is, like I said, you can break it and you actually get it back. Now, I only have 10 blocks because I want to demonstrate something. This is actually kind of with the base system. It's called Forge. It's just a toolkit for modders. Forge has what's called multi-part. And that's it's kind of a carryover from I don't know if you've ever used Red Power 2, but LRM kind of introduced that whole concept of doing multi-part blocks, and with her moving on to other things, they decided to put it into the base of Forge, and it's really going to make things just really nice for all modders in the future. But to cut this down and to get more pieces out of this glass, I'm going to be making a saw. Now, there are several different tiers of saw just for glass. All you need is the stone saw. It's really cheap to make. It takes some stone sticks and regular sticks and some flint. So I'm gonna make that. And then let's see, it's that, there, and there. Okay. Now, you can cut this down in several different ways. I'm going to be making panels, and for that you just put the stone saw over the top of the clear glass. Just going to shift click all that out of here. You do it a couple of times. I'm sorry, I'm making covers, not panels. Okay, this is the kind of the last tier of the of cutting things down. You can also cut it the other way as well, and that'll get you strips, and you can go further with that, and do some pretty cool stuff with it. But for my purposes, this is exactly what I'm looking for. The reason I like to do this is, if you're just to put the blocks in here, this would turn into just one big solid clear mass, and you don't see the panes. I do like the look of the panes, but I also like actually being able to get my resources back. So that's why I'm doing this with clear glass instead of regular glass panes. So it's a nice look. I'll finish this up and back in a minute. Now, one nice thing about the panels here, instead of using the vanilla glass panes, is the fact that you can put them on the outside here and they go flush with the door. You wouldn't be able to do that with glass panes. Okay, the house is done. Now, you may also have noticed that I did quite a bit of landscaping along here. I'm just making room for some buildings that I'm going to be making. But I wanted to get started here first. I still need to make a pressure plate there. I did set up a basement because this is going to be at least my temporary power shed. Eventually this is going to be kind of my sorting and storage room. when I get into applied energistics, I'm probably going to be housing most of the stuff out of the way down here. So let me get this plate in place, pressure plate in place, and then we'll get started with thermal expansion here real quick. Okay, I'm back. As you can see, I moved everything. So that's just gonna kind of be my room on the way to mining, I guess. Let's get started with thermal expansion. All right, the first thing I'm gonna need is, let's see, I've already got the crescent hammer. First thing I'm gonna need is an aqueous accumulator. Reason being, this is going to be my coolant source for the steam dynamo that's going to be coming up here. So for that, I'm not going to go through this in too much detail. In fact, I'm not going to go through a lot of this stuff in too much detail. If you want that, check out my Tesseracts from the ground up video, the more recent one. It goes through all of these machines and in fair detail. The resources you need and things like that. So I'm just going to build these machines up and get things rolling here. First things first. What I'm going to do is I'll start here. The aqueous accumulator is going to go down here. If you watched the other video, you'll know exactly what I'm doing here. And of course, I should have gotten some water first. Okay, that's my second bucket of water there. There's the aqueous accumulator. Plop that down right there. Grab my fluid ducts. Actually, I need to clear this out as well. And here, of course, I'm going to be putting my igneous extruder when the time comes. So next item up for bid is plop these out. And like I said, this is, just short-term stuff until I get better infrastructure in place. Okay, I can start producing energy now. Let's put the pulverizer in place here, because I'm going to be putting a leadstone energy cell right here once I can get some pulverized items. That's right, charcoal, that's what I need. And I also need, let's see, I'm going to need for the leadstone energy cell. For that, I'm going to need electrum, and electrum is made by silver dust and gold dust. So I'll need one each of those. Actually, I can just one gold, and do I have any silver ore? I don't have any silver ore. Huh. All right. Break down a block and have at it that way. So first things first, let's get some power going here. Do about 4 there. Let this charge up a bit. Also going to change these outputs to null. I'm also going to put this hopper in place on top after I set that for the input. And then for the time being, I'll put the chest out on this side here. So all byproducts go right there. Gone. Cool. Gotta bust down this block of silver. Put one ingot in so I can make my electrum. Wow, that was quick. Okay. Electrum is just, like I said, 1 gold, 1 silver. And no, I don't care that I'm going to be wasting an entire piece of charcoal here. Wood is cheap in this area. I've got a whole crap ton right now. I've got a jungle just over the way as well. All right, that'll give me that. So got that, and then I can finish this off. Now I can actually store some power here. There we go. Input on the left. Output will be on the right. And we should be in good shape. Let's do 8. That'll do it. Okay. I'm going to crush up the rest of my ores. I'm not really going to need the smeltery as much as I did before at this point, because it's just a lot more convenient to dump everything in the hopper and process things that way. So I'm going to crush down the rest of these ores here and start building the redstone furnace and the rest of the stuff that I typically build at this point. Now, normally I send stuff straight from the pulverizer to the furnace. I'm not going to do that here because, at least for the time being, what I'm going to do is put another hopper here and just pull the stuff from the chest as needed, because I'm still going to need to blend some powders and stuff like that. It's just going to be a little bit easier to handle this way. You know, there's one thing I'm going to do here. So I'm actually going to, no, what I'm going to do is have an output on the top here, because I'm going to make another leadstone energy cell. I'm going to use that for stuff, just for some portable power, because there's some stuff that I want to do that's going to require it, and I don't want to have to pull the main source of power out of the mix there. Pop that down here, set the bottom of the input. Bottom of the input. There we go. I'm going to let that fully charge up, and that's going to be, I think that's going to be the initial source of my first, well, actually I don't need to do an automated farm, do I, at this point? So I've got plenty of potatoes. What I need to start doing is making a power shed for proper power storage. Start working on maybe doing redstone energy conduits and cells. Crank up the tiers a little bit. Let me take a look here. Takes a diamond and hardened glass. I'm gonna need, oh, I know what I need to do. Electrum and hardened glass. Oh shit, that's going to be easy. But first thing I need to do is make the rest of these tools here. I need an induction smelter. If I can put it into the right window here. Invar is 2 iron and ferrous metal. All right. 2 of those. And we're good. This is gonna let me make the hardened glass. that I need for the next step or the next phase of the operation here. I also need an igneous extruder. So let me go make that quick. 2 of those. And we're done. I also need to make some tanks here. So I'm going to need a lot of this. Let me see if I can make... Do I have the Invar? I might be able to make bigger... I can make a bigger tank. This will give me 16 tanks in one shot here. So I'm going to make the hardened portable tank. That's just regular glass, 4 Invar, which I have, and then a copper. Cool. Gotta love it. All right. That. Let me go put this in place, and then I'll head down and go fill this up with lava. Because remember, the igneous extruder does not require any power. So I've got, in fact, I'm going to close all that off, except for that. Cool. Back in a sec. Okay, back with the tank. And it's all set for obsidian, full of water, ready to go. All I need to do is toss that there, tap it with the wrench, and I will be having 16 obsidian in short order. I'm going to use that first to make hardened glass, and then I'm going to make a bunch extras so that I can make a portal and just do some other stuff with it. So once this is all done, I'll be right back. Okay, there's my 16 obsidian. I'm going to come back for dealing with that later. What I'm going to do now is find my flint, put this stuff away so I don't lose it. All right, let's make a flint and steel. Where to put the portal? I think I'm going to put it up on the hill up here. Should be far enough away so I don't have to hear it, but close enough where it's not too much of a pain to get to. Put it right by this tree here. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. 2 at the bottom. Move things around a little bit. Okay, so 2 at the bottom, there and there. 3, 2, 3. Okay. We are ready to go. Hope for the best here. Oh, nice. Glowstone right off the bat. I don't know where that ghast is, but I'm going to try and keep clear. I think it's... yeah. This is going to be nice to have this glowstone. So now I don't have to fight the blaze to get some blaze powder for down the road. I'm also going to need some of this. It should work. It should do me good. Let's see. Yeah. Lead. I'm looking for applied energistics. I am going to need, so let's see if I can get this cobalt. I don't think I can get it. Yeah, I need a diamond pick for this. I have no idea what these are over here. I think they're they're newer mob. Well, they're definitely a new mob. I haven't seen these guys before. I don't think they're hostile. Here's what I need. Some nether quartz. Oop. Don't want the pigmen pissed at me. Okay, I got kind of lucky here in that I spawned in a fairly safe area, relatively speaking. What is this over here? Oh, it's a tree. Dark wood. A lot of this stuff in the nether is fairly new. I generally don't come here very often when I play, even in just kind of screwing around offline. There's just not a huge amount of... I didn't like that sound. That is the sound of a pissed off pig man. Better run. Get out of here before they come and get me. Well, that was a nice haul for a first run. Now, what I need to do is, I believe it's... Nether brick is, I think it's 4 netherrack to 1 soul sand, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, that's a slab. Yep. Nice thing is I can get some sulfur, because I am going to need some sulfur down the road. So let's do, I don't know, 16 to 4. How's that? And then for the rest of this, what I can do is, for another rack, oops. You can pulverize netherrack and get your sulfur as well. Only 10% chance of that there. Oops. Hey, I need that. Yeah, I didn't get any here. So what I'm going to do is pulverize down a bunch of netherrack here. And hope for the best. I should have collected more. I can always go back for more. Yeah, I'm not going to need any more netherrack anyways. That's going to be plenty. I need these bones to make some, what is it called again? Consecrated soil, I think it is. You'll see that my broadsword has a weird thing on it here. Adding the consecrated soil will give it smite, and it gives it more hearts of damage. Alright, to make some consecrated soil, all you need to do is get some dirt. Come on. Let's see, it's dirt, bone meal, and zombie flesh. I don't think it's... Yeah. So you get the graveyard soil first. I'm going to grab some more zombie flesh here. Okay, then you take that and you cook it down. And that turns it into consecrated soil. Once this finishes cooking down, I'll take this over to the work table and add those to the sword, and hopefully we'll get up at least one more level in smite, so that'll give another heart of damage. Okay, you just toss that in there, that in there. Derp. Oh, it needs to be repaired first. Okay, I need some iron. Okay, so looks like I'm going to need a total of 36 for this to go up a level. So 16 so far, because you get 1 heart per level. Okay, next up I'm going to be doing the magma crucible and the fluid transposer. I should have enough stuff for that now. That's going to require a leadstone energy cell, which I have, or I have the components for at least. Maybe not. I need the glass. Oops. And what don't I have? Gold. Gold. And the redstone. That was interesting. Okay, next is the copper gears. Oop, I forgot to grab my nether brick. It should be here somewhere. Here we go. There we go. There's one. Next is the fluid transposer. And it's pretty much everything the same. Should get us where we need to be. Okay. Plop these down. This is going to take up quite a bit of power. Yeah, the magma crucible takes 400,000 and fluid transposer 48,000. And yeah, that'll get the job done, hopefully. So what I'm going to be using these for, well, there's a whole bunch of uses for these. The big one is to, my end goal for these is to get some tesseracts. Unfortunately, I haven't found any endermen yet, nor have I found ender lily seeds. So I'm going to need to do some exploring in between episodes here. I think I'm well over time here again. I like to try and keep these to about 20 minutes. Let me know if you'd prefer them to go to 30. That's a possibility too. But you know, for the time being, I'm going to try and keep them to about 20 minutes per episode. So that's pretty much it for this one. Next episode, I will hopefully have at least some ender pearls, if not have some ender lilies, and maybe start making some tesseracts and start digging into some other mods here. So till then, take care.